Hey everybody, welcome. It is Louis Lautman and welcome back to the show. I'm so excited for you to join us here today as we've been interviewing entrepreneurs, innovators, inventors, thought leaders, and people who are out there changing the world. And today is no different as we've been sharing these strategies all around the world to make a massive difference in your business and in your life. You're in store to meet a man who is creating a new community of entrepreneurs, a new community of business people, and really creating a new world in which we can live in. And you're going to learn a lot more about that. This is a man who comes from a line of thought leaders and has been in the personal development industry his entire life. I want you to welcome Mr. Berny Dorhmann. Mr. Berny Dorhmann is the CEO, founder, and chairman of CEO Space. CEO Space is the largest and oldest community of entrepreneurs. I joined CEO Space about a year ago, and it has made a massive improvement in my business, in my life, in the way that I network and relate with people. I'm so excited to share Bernie with you momentarily because you're going to find out how he is creating a new world, a new economy that is going to revolutionize your business through cooperative capitalism. That's right, not competitive capitalism, but he teaches cooperation. And what you get at the CEO Space Forum 5 times a year for at least a week, every single time that you go, you get a community of entrepreneurs that are helping you build your business. That's what cooperation is all about. If you're looking for contacts, if you're looking for capital, if you're looking for clients, CEO Space is the place for you. But before we introduce Bernie, I want to have a word from our sponsor, Supreme Outsourcing. Supreme Outsourcing wants to know if you're ready for more freedom, if you want to reduce your expenses, and you'd like to increase your revenues. Supreme Outsourcing wants to be the company that you delegate your work to because, as you know, most successful CEOs and entrepreneurs, they focus on their core competencies and what matters most. And what do they do with all that other work? They delegate it. That's right. They've got people in place. They've got systems in place. They've got technology in place. Supreme Outsourcing can do anything online or on the phone. Anything from building your website to designing graphics to making sales calls, setting appointments for you, customer service, doing your social media marketing, writing articles and blogs for you, doing data entry, data research, you name it. Anything that can be done online or on the phone. If you would like to become a lifestyle master, you need to start delegating, you need to start outsourcing, and Supreme Outsourcing wants to help you with that. For those of you that know me, you'll know that I say that lifestyle mastery is when the people who know you best don't know the difference between your work and your play. So if you want to become a lifestyle master, be sure to contact Supreme Outsourcing. Now I'd love to introduce to you another show with Berny Dorhmann. All right, welcome everybody, and I'm so excited to be here today with the gentleman that we're going to be talking to and interviewing. This is a man that has been in the personal development and business world for a very, very long time, longer than I've been alive, and probably most people that are watching this. He's a man that comes from a tree of personal development, whose father was one of the grandfathers and starters of the personal development industry. He grew up around the greats. He's going to tell us the names. I don't want to drop some of the names like Walt Disney and Napoleon Hill. He's built a multi-million-dollar corporation, has been worked on deals of hundreds of millions and probably billions of dollars. You're going to tell us a little bit about that, I'm sure, Bernie. I want to welcome the man who started a company well over 20 years ago, who has tens of thousands of clients, members, people that he's been impacting all over the world and continues to do so on a daily basis. He holds a conference that some of you might know about, you might not know about. I joined it about a year ago, and I've been to all 5. They hold 5 events every single year. The company is called CEO Space. It has made a significant impact on my business, on me as a person in terms of the way that I do business, the way that I network, the way that I relate with people. It is my absolute pleasure to have on the line today on this show, Mr. Berny Dorhmann. How are you, Bernie?
Well, Louis, thank you for having me and with your audience, and hopefully anybody that gets this is going to enjoy it. And, you know, our mission at CEO Space, if you go to CEO Space International, look at David Stanley, who's the head of Impello Films. He's Elvis Presley's stepbrother, good friend of yours now, Lewis, and just got a $100 million contract. You're going to see a Broadway play go up where you see My Graceland, the David Stanley story, and the movie to follow. And we're going to see Elvis at Christmas time in a bathrobe singing around the piano with his family, the Elvis we always wanted, the Elvis that we all wanted to get to know and see. And so that is going to be a lot of fun. And he just got that with Paramount Studios and Gene Kirkwood of the Rocky films. And his film on CO Space International is short, and it just tells you what our work is about, which is 25 years, really, as you know, of building a new type of trade show for the business owner or the professional with a license, so you get more customers in a week than you get in a year, because these booths where you sit with the hands out waiting for someone to win the iPad doesn't get you enough value. I mean, you just don't get the juice. And so we tried to work with business owners all over the world to develop a different kind of trade show where everybody come together in Vegas 5 times a year and really get business done, really get bottom line. And if you study it, it's not widely known even after 25 years because it's invitation only. So you got to kind of be invited to come in, which you're inviting your guest in. But as you click it and look at it, it's a great blessing to share it with people. It's the only trade show, I think, with a money-back guarantee. If you don't do well there, we'll refund your money before you leave the building.
Well, so, the beautiful thing, Bernie, is that it is members only, and the quality of the people that are there. You know, for the people that actually take action on this, and we're going to have a link below this video for the people to follow up on and talk about this, is that the quality of people that you attract this isn't the type of seminar that I've found where I'm broken, I'm going to break down, and I was raped as a child, and things aren't working. You've attracted people who are in business, who are doing business, that are looking to take their existing business to the next level. I mean, can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, for me, it was just such a breath of fresh air to be around a community of people that are already doing business at a high level. So though it is a personal development minded type audience, it's really more geared toward doing business. And the amount of business that I've taken away from there has been significant. As you said, that Elvis Presley's brother, who's a part of this community, amongst I think the Chicken Soup for the Soul guys, Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, met at your forum. I mean, can you tell us just about the quality of people that you've been able to attract because of the way that you've built it out?
Well, Jack and Mark knew each other before, but they were founding this with Bob Proctor and I and a lot of the superstars, some of which have actually died over the 25 years, that like Val Vanderwall and Wally Mento, and great trainers that we've worked with. And we had a heart at the last part of our life to invent something that would really be the best part of our work and our life. Bob Proctor says, the star of The Secret, in his film on our website, you know, he's been traveling 40 years all over the world, and he's never seen anything even close to what CO Space is, but he fails to really tell you how much he's put in it, because he helped invent it. So he's put a lot of his genius into it. But it is all of us working together, and we work with about a third of the people coming are pretty wealthy at the top. There's people flying in their planes, they're investors, a lot of investment capital gets done there, venture firms, private equity firms. There's about a third in the middle that are 3 to 15-year-old businesses, but they're kind of stuck. I mean, they're not growing as fast as they want, and they want to break through. And so they want some help to do it, and we provide that. And basically, you get a pyramid, and you think at the top are the Verizon team of experts and coaches you could never get, that are beyond your wildest dreams. And you get with them privately, one-on-one, from morning till night, on your schedule. So for a week, any problems in your business you can write down. They're generally going to be solved by the experts there. You're not paying for it. That includes law firms, CPA firms, because you bought them as one price in a lifetime membership. And then at the bottom of the pyramid, you've got markets and customers and alliances. And you just get a profit. You make money by getting customers. And then resources, if you need packaging, distribution, branding, systems, accounting, tax saving areas with CPAs and tax lawyers, whatever you need is there. and they all are working for free to help you and give you their best advice and private time. And there's nothing else like it. Nothing else does that. And I know it's hard when you're hearing about it to get your mind around it, because you kind of compare it to other things you've been to. And if there's one thing Louis and I can promise you, and you can echo this, Louis, but it's not like anything else in the world you've ever done. It will be a new experience. It won't be like anything else. So you can count on that, I think. And you've seen everything. You've been with Branson on the stage in Australia and the biggest names in the world now. And you've seen the big trainings. I mean,
yeah, I've been going to events since I was 15 years old. I'm 34 as we're recording this now, and I go to networking events and programs all over the world, and there's nothing absolutely that compares to CEO space. And to me, I mean, I've been to every single one that you've had for the last year, and I plan on saying that every single year as long as I'm around. I mean, it's absolutely aligned with my values and everything that I'm looking for. Typically what I've found is people go there looking for clients, looking for contacts, or looking for capital. And I've been able to attract all three. And those are the three things that you're going to find. And, we share a very dear and close friend that we both love. I know, Shelley Hunt. She told me about it about 3 or 4 years ago, but she never really grabbed me by the neck and strangled me and said, "You have to go here." She never even said that you should consider going there. She just mentioned it in passing. And I thought, oh, that's nice. And then the name kept coming up, the CEO space. And another colleague of mine spoke on the stage. And then another one. I'm like, maybe I should look into this. And then I started looking, and then I thought, I'm just going to go to this thing. It was really just timing, and it worked out. But nobody really took the time to say, you need to be here. I mean, I can tell you, if you're watching this right now, and if you're someone that has seen the Yes Moves, you've seen one of my seminars, you've been to one of my trainings, Bernie has created an environment that I have not experienced anywhere around the world, and every single entrepreneur in my mind who's looking to grow their business or grow as a person needs to be there. And as Bernie says, it's something you have to experience, because everything that you're looking for, you're going to find at CEO Space. It's pretty amazing. Do you want to tell him, Bernie, maybe a little bit about the way that it's set up? Because again, this is not a rah-rah session, and this is not your average trade show where you go around and trade a couple of business cards, and the people there, they're not broken. Everybody is fixed. I mean, they're accelerated people, and the consciousness and awareness that you've been able to attract has been phenomenal. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
I think we cheat in two ways. The first cheat is we get rid of competition. So we believe that the mother of all viruses on your brain is competition itself. It's like a virus on your computer. And there's nothing good about it. It doesn't create any value that's wholesome. It's a lie. It's a total lie, like viruses are. And when you remove it, you're really happy. And the way we all do business is the model we want to give the unborn generation. And we have to stop trying to get the Beltway in 140 countries that we operate in to be the solution. We, the people of the whole global village, have got to hand off to the unborn generation the new model. And it's cooperative and collaborative. And I'll give you another little tidbit, which is you cannot have sustained integrity. And the people that teach integrity to American Express, to Zellerbach, are at our program. They're clinical psychologists. And they'll tell you, you cannot have integrity on any sustained basis in competitive organizing theory. It always breaks down into corruption. You cannot have cooperation. I can't cooperate with you, Louis, or with someone else if I break integrity with you. I have to be in integrity for you to continue to cooperate with me. So cooperation self-regulates. So I think the first cheat is you come in to a much faster environment for doing your business because everybody's cooperating. And then you said it better than I've said it, which is the quality of who comes in is not just that we have a big staff of mentors to help you in private one-on-one meetings endlessly, but that you also have all these CEOs and professionals, because we give ongoing education credits, 30 hours, CLU and so forth, right issued on site for an attorney, a CPA, healthcare professionals, and so forth, engineers, architects. And so you've got tremendous mentors with lots of education helping each other. So we're kind of cheating because the audience that's now cooperative has a policy of no member left behind. None of us will allow someone to be left behind. So we all work on that for the whole week, and you just rise to your level. It's kind of organic. Like when you come back over and over, you've gone to a different level now with your business, but you'll go up to Tony Robbins' level. I mean, you'll keep going using this as you come. You've seen some of these CEOs that have been 20 times, 40 times, and they're running businesses all over the world, and they use it. They're still growing their business off the next one. The next one will still give them 10 other new countries that they'll enlarge their products in. They also come back with more complicated problems, like tow truck in a box are in 40,000 retail stores. Well, they have different problems, and they come in because the experts are there. They have a lifetime membership. They come back. They don't have to pay, and they get all these experts for free, helping them with the problems that have come up the last quarter. So having a continued process is also, very valuable. Now, you can tell them about the meals. I mean, you're eating 6 hours a day at our program, and then you're presenting to your customers 3 hours a night. Tell them how the See Me cards at the meals work.
Well, I'll tell you about the meals in a second. The thing that I think that's really important is that people really get that this isn't the type of program that you go to once and you get everything. I mean, you certainly can go with an intention and get everything that you're looking for, but there's a reason why people come back. When I meet people and they're like, yeah, my first forum was in the early 90s. There's a reason why I meet people and they say they've been to 20, 30, 40 different forums. There's a reason why I keep going back because, yeah, I'm growing personally. I'm making more money. I'm growing much larger contacts. I have an outsourcing company now, Bernie, and, it's amazing that when I first went there, I was talking about it with everybody, but now it's like, okay, now I just have to talk to the people that are coming to me because word is already out there. The referrals have begun coming in to where I don't necessarily have to prospect as more anymore.
Yeah, you've got a little army that's helping you.
I actually have an army, and it really is a community. And a lot of people in the community, we call it a family. I mean, it really is that close-knit where once you start providing a quality service and the word gets out amongst the group is that you start to get these referrals. And that's the beautiful thing. And we'll touch upon in a moment that I truly believe and know that you are creating something that's bigger and greater than just the CEO Space Forum. But to answer the question, what's amazing is that we have these breakfast, lunch, and dinner tables that are designed in a way to help you get exactly what you're looking for. And Bernie has set up these sessions that are all based around your snap. And maybe, Bernie, you can talk a little bit about a snap, because I don't know about you watching this, but I've been to networking events all around the world, and nothing is worse than when I'm talking to someone and they might talk for 10 or 15 minutes, and at the end of those 15 minutes, I have no idea what they just said. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't understand their business, but they just took 15 minutes, but I'm still not sure what they said. Can you talk a little bit about this? Because I have not found a better place other than CEO Space, and I've been to all different types of trainings and programs, where you specifically work on people's languaging and their requests to almost, I mean, it's almost like a machine, I feel, to where you make people so effective in their communication and in what they're looking for that they're going to get it if they just follow your program. So can you talk a little bit about the languaging and the work that you do with languaging?
Well, we offer, none of these are alike. So when you become a lifetime member, you can come back 5 times every 12 months for the rest of your life, and they're all different. So the CEO that owns a business, they're professional in practice, every couple months, in the change market and the crisis markets we live in globally, having a tune-up to be fresh to what's going on in the market every couple months, I think is the #1 priority for that CEO. I don't think anything comes first. And the master adult skill is not just the missing entrepreneurial skill sets, which we major in. So we give skill sets you can't get at Wharton or Stanford on a refresher $40,000 MBA tune-up. So you really get some in-depth skill transfers that you are looking at as precious. But #1 of those is in adult interaction is request. So I think the #1 power for adults is to synthesize and compress a request so that the party you're going toward is compelled to help you and respond quickly, as opposed to repelled or stalled because of lack of clarity. Now that sounds almost not clear, but to manufacture your skill, so you practiced enough, changed your request, and gotten much more precision, you can see the results. In other words, in the people coming at you, you begin during the course of the week as your request becomes more and more powerful with experts helping you all week. You simply get different results. Your results are different. And I don't think you can do it alone. I think we all need help. I am 25 years doing this, still working on my request, still working on polishing my request. And I often, in complicated issues when I'm working with world governments on their stages, will ask the advisors at CEO Space, how do I proffer this request to a prime minister? How do I proffer this request to the president of a nation or the minister of a particular ministry so that they will be able to respond quickly and intelligently? And I need help in that always, and I think we all do. And this process of CEO Space changes your results dramatically because it improves forever the power of your request, the request you're making.
And the beauty about it is that, Bernie, you teach us how to do this, and then you have the layers of instructors who are accessible at all of these meal tables, helping everybody shape and mold their request in front of the group. And then you design these other exercises that have the community getting together with each other, just listening to what people are looking for, and then listening to the requests and then giving them feedback. And I've never seen a community or a program designed that gets people talking about what it is that is next in their business and how it is that you can help them. But what comes even before that is the fact that the direction and the way that you point people is not to go around telling people what you do and then making a request, but it's the exact opposite. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Bernie? Because I think that's a paradigm shift for a lot of people.
Well, I think in competition, you're networking to find one non-crummy person and get out of there, and hoping that it's not a multi-level marketing person in the first place. And at our place, no matter what your business, including multi-level marketing, everybody's going up to the other parties going, what are you doing and how may I serve you? And if you can help them, you say, see me, and you give them the contact or you help them. If you don't say, see me, you say, I'll scout for you. But you mean it, because there's so many people there, in the hundreds that are there, that you'll pick up other people and bring them back that are just what that person needed. So it's kind of like playing the real Wheel of Fortune for a week. Bob goes with Robert. Robert goes with Alice. Alice goes with Ben. Ben goes with Marianne. And everybody gets mixed up. The real Wheel of Fortune. And you network as you've never networked before. You have better language. And think of the meals as the booth that you used to have at a trade show. And instead of sitting at a booth, you're actually at meals at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, going through hundreds of executives. And they're kind of hosts at the table that are Fortune CEO trainers that train the largest companies in the world. They train AT&T. They train American Express. They train Walmart. They train the companies that you are always reading about in the news, from entertainment to network companies to the Fortune 100 group. And they're there volunteering, giving you their time. And they're moving your request up. They're helping you with the meal meetings where you're 6 hours a day getting that coaching. Then you can ask them for a private appointment at any time. There are appointment cards in the middle of the table. You're getting customers at the table. You're getting affiliate alliances. You're getting set up with affiliates that are going to feed you customers. We're in 61,000 retail stores in 100 countries. You're not going to stump us in getting to market. So we're going to build up your customer base and your clients. And we only have one sentence. We reduce the time and we reduce the cost to reach the growth that you had in your mind anyway. If you do it without us, it's going to take longer and cost more. We're a shortcut. We prove that with a money-back guarantee. If we don't speed it up, if we don't speed up your business, we insist on refunding your membership before you leave the building. Nobody does that. We're the only one, and we've been doing it 25 years. It's a pretty safe and good program. It's endorsed by UN ambassadors, more celebrities than I can count. You know, if we start from the new, the best-selling book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Sharon Lecter endorses us. Greg Reed, her co-author of 3 Feet from Gold, endorses us. Bob Proctor endorses us. Michael Beckworth endorses us. Jack Canfield endorses us. Mark Hansen endorses us. Jay Abrahams endorses us. And we don't even want any more endorsements. The most famous trainers in the world, from Tony Robbins to Harv Eckert, say this is a wonderful program and consider it. That none of them have anything but praise. And we've been in their industry forever, and we have helped a lot of them to grow their businesses. And we just are kind of legend in the space of the professional trainer. But the public only knows us if someone invited you. I always say the universe's clock is perfect. You never have an accident. This did not cross your path by accident. You've been asking for some support and some help. And if this is the answer and speeds it up, and it's all an IRS tax dollar, or wherever you are in the world, in 140 countries we serve, it's just a tax deduction to give yourself a lifetime membership, get your tune-up, get your contact grid. If I could give you a mentor team that would take 10 years to build, and you had your ultimate mastermind meeting in a week, if I gave you a 30-year network in a week, if I gave you more business in a week than many of you get in the rest of the year, and it's all a tax dollar, but the tools for how to get it go on forever, and then you're a lifetime member and can always come back, is it worth clicking David Stanley's video at ceospaceinternational.com, which clicks to any language, just ceospaceinternational.com. Look at David Stanley over an orange juice, and you'll see the whole thing. You'll see how it works in 10 minutes. And he's very famous, and he's putting his faith, his reputation behind this. And I'm saying everybody is that's on the website. Les Brown, Lisa Nichols. I mean, the most famous people alive are saying, explore this out. You said at the beginning, we don't kind of hammer you to go. In 25 years, I only hear one sentence. Mr. Dorhmann, why didn't you make me come sooner? And I just, the universe's clock is perfect. And so it's guided into your life. The universe knows what's right for you next. If this is it, and you've been praying for some help and answers, don't be terrified of the answer to your prayer.
Yeah, I can tell you, I said the exact same thing. Why didn't someone tell me sooner? I can only imagine where would I have been if I was going the 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I first found out. So if you're watching this and you resonate with this, let's have a conversation about this. Go to the website. We're going to walk you through some certain steps, and we'll have the steps down below this video on what your next steps are to get involved in this. I want people to
be honest with yourself. Your toolkit is probably a toolbox on entrepreneur skills you've inherited from others. They don't teach it in school at all. And I want you to have one of those triple-decker Sears man, tool time Tim, tool chests that you pull out, and you know how to work the auger and these special drill bits and all of these fantastic tools, and you know them now financially. If you're an entrepreneur, what you need most are the financial tools they never gave you. And what we've compressed for you, it doesn't take long. And we have Wharton, Stanford, Harvard, Northwestern, Thunderbird, Beijing, Cambridge, MBAs. We have heads of the companies like Nokia of Europe, Memorex, the biggest companies on earth, saying this is the #1 skills association for management, tuning up a head of a company in the world today. And I always tell you, how could great business skill sets ever hurt you? And do you need them? Do you need to upgrade yourself? And then if you could get a whole new community to do business in cooperatively, what's that worth actually? What is it worth to get a new community that's cooperatively being your customer and helping you? And I always say, how many customers does it take for me to get all your money to join us back in your bank and make a profit, knowing I have a money-back guarantee? How many? It's not many. And we'll get them for you as you come through. So what is the cost for people to go to this? It never costs anything. It always pays for itself.
Yeah.
And you just have to study it to learn that, because that is the mission of the program. The mission of the program is to make sure that we sped up your business, bottom line measured, CPA grade. And that's what we do. And that's why people love it. There's no messing around. It's not airy-fairy. It's not a seminar. It's not a workshop. It's a business building machine 5 times a year to grow your business in phases and stages, comfortable for you, so you speed up growing and you learn how to put systems in so you never say no to growth. You always accept the growth because you never want to stall momentum. Momentum is the most precious thing in your business. And as you build up momentum, you don't want anything to stall it.
And that's one of the things that I want people to realize is this isn't, again, a rah-rah type seminar. You have classes here. And again, from my perception, the classes are only about a third of it. The other third is how it's designed to get you networking and out there talking to the rest of the people. And quite frankly, the other third is doing deals, is closing business.
I was just going to say, you were there, and you know, the classes, it's the only place in the world the classes are optional. You never have to go to them. And so during the week, the classes are offered. Very famous people will walk on stage, and there are only 20 people in the room because hundreds are outside making deals.
Yeah. Well,
And
let's talk about the classes, though, because these aren't, you know, releasing emotional baggage and getting over your ex-husband type classes. These are, you know, classes on capital and money. And can you talk a little bit about the quality of the classes?
Well, in the capital raising, people that have raised very significant amounts of money re-audit that class all the time. It's probably the foremost class on skill sets to raise capital for business. And you've watched yourself, Lewis, so many millions get raised, you can't count them, and you've been in it a year. I cannot count the money that's been raised out of this place. We have a film online called Show Me the Money, which shows you what it's like from money raising if capital is a need. Most people are coming for customers, and one of the things we do is we look at your brand. We have the best branding experts in the world that you pay big money to, and they work with you privately to make more impact. If I can reduce the number of impressions that I have to make to get you to buy any product or service, I've made your brand have higher impact. I've made the brand much more impactful. So what I want to do is always first look at how do we make your brand have all the impact that you are looking for. A brand can't go to your head. A brand has to be a lightning bolt to your heart. So does the brand strike my heart and make me want to stay tuned to you? So the first thing I want to do is make sure. Then the second thing we want to do is make sure that you have because businesses are slower than they want to be for one sentence. There's not two or three. It's one. They have weak teams and lack the resources to execute all the way. What we want to do with experts you can't afford is create a stronger plan than you could do on your own with those experts. Create a better team to execute and put the resources so that you can go all the way. And so that's what we're doing. We're resequencing you. We're framing up much better plans. You don't have to wait. We put teams around you that can execute the plans so you're not alone doing it. And you feel different than you feel now because you've grown your competency, your core competency. I had one guy that runs a fortune company. He took me aside some years ago, and he said, you know, this is not a 30% tune-up in my business skills, and I run a multi-billion-dollar company. He said, this is a 300% download on what I walked in the door with. And he goes, I'm so grateful, I don't even know who to thank. And I'm saying, you don't understand the compression of the skill transfer, where your decisions, your choices, how you do things is going to be so different if you give yourself an upgrade. In other words, you upgrade your iTunes, your Flash from Adobe. You upgrade your various applications on your cell phone. And what is the most important upgrade of your life, if you're running your own business or you're a professional, is this computer and upgrading the software right here on business skill sets. And you need to do this regularly. You need a process that's fun, that's a tax write-off, that while you're in the program, you're in a break every 90 minutes so you can run your business back home. When you're there, Lewis, you're running your business all over the world. You have to be able to run your business while you're there. And so people love it because they're able to run their business worldwide and pick up all this new business that they didn't have before.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I am wanting to do more and more business with the people who are at CEO Space. You know, I've been asked to sit on boards and partner with people. So I've had that opportunity to do so with other people. And in terms of being able to run your business from all over the world, you know, with technology today, there's no reason why someone couldn't come to CEO Space. And if you don't have the distinctions or you don't have the know-how, I know that you'll learn it through CEO Space. So one of the things,
it's fun too. You know, I think that CEOs at the very top work with each other, and they like the fact that their tribe is there, and they're getting strategy at a global perspective. They're spotting new merger acquisition clients. They're getting all they met Accenture and Booz Allen and so forth they're used to. Then they don't mind, because they're full up, mentoring others that are coming up in the mid-space. The mid-space don't mind mentoring those in the development space coming up behind them. And so everybody's mentoring their strata. Yeah. And it's a rightful association. So if you're just a startup, and I'm not saying you won't sit and have coffee with a billionaire who will coach you, because that does happen at our place, but you know, you're generally working with your own strata. You probably don't need the billionaire. You need the person just above you who just went to where you want to go, who will bring you right up. And so it's everybody mentoring each other in right category, right industry. And we handle it all: technology, novelty, entertainment sector, franchise, products, services, shelf space, food products, alternative energy, nano, longevity, health sciences. There is nothing from undersea marine paints on a platform we won't bring to Conoco, or whatever you might be looking for as that connective tissue. Our people there already coach most of the Fortune 10,000 companies. So they can get a first bounce access and do all the time for you to get in, to break in, to reduce time. So people use it as a shortcut. I mean, the average person coming is pretty happy just getting customers. It is the ultimate trade show to get customers, but it is so much fun. Something about the cooperative environment just changes the matrix, and it's just like dropping out of this. You know, our shields got to be up with each other. We're not safe with each other. Screw unto thee, and before you get screwed unto you. And this is where it's safe, and people feel, you know, it's a safe. You see in the women power section, half the class is women. You see women talking all the time about how safe it is for powerful women to lead in this space. And that's from all over the world. And I treasure that. You know, we're part of the Women's Information Network. The largest women's organizations in the world are members of CEO Space. And we stand for powerful women leading out front, as well as the gentlemen. But it's basically a ladies and gentlemen club using meals to form private appointments. And whether it's with experts or customers, and having those presentations, they get the real business. We call it seal the deals. So we call the meals, they're deal meals, where we're putting the deals on the table, and then the seal the deal happens at night. And that process is very effective, and I don't see it anywhere else. Nothing else is like that particular process, and people that own businesses love it. They're comfortable in it. It is, if you're an investor, for instance, you're anonymous. If you're a private equity fund, nobody's on you. You can kind of look at deals and pick and choose, and it's just a very unusually effective, efficient resource grid for a venture firm or a private equity firm or a private investor. And in today's world, the market sucks. It's up and down, hostage to the EU and so forth as we're making this film. And I just read a piece that says the EU crisis has not started, and the deleveraging will take 20 years. And the next target is Germany, and everybody's shorting German bonds, which they are looking at really hitting the market by next year. And so I'm saying, where's the best place to invest? Your business, Lewis. Put money in a venture like yours, build the shares up, and in 5 to 7 years, you didn't know this market existed. You protected your wealth. You moved your wealth forward. And I believe that's why Congress passed the new Jobs Act and the Crowdfunding Act, so investors would have an easier way to get into venture investing. And our place is just delightful because you get to meet the presidents, get to know the deals, and you make better choices. And so investors come back over and over again and love it, and they're doing great work in their respective choices of industries and countries. And you can invest all over the world. You can invest in Australia because you want to go there, or the Caribbean because you want to go there, or Africa because you have ties and want to be down there. And so you can invest in projects, not just in one country, but wherever you want to diversify geographic footprints for your money as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things is that a lot of people may be coming to CO space and they don't even realize the opportunity to become an investor. You know, if you have an extra $5, $10, $25, $100,000 sitting around in a bank account or in a mutual fund, where it actually can become an opportunity because there are people there who are looking for capital, who are looking for a partner like yourself.
Well, my favorite little piece on the Show Me the Money tape, which is short, but that Show Me the Money tape shows you people getting investment capital. And one gentleman who's wealthy, I knew him, was there, and he goes, you know, I'm just about to invest in 3 to 4 different ventures, and I didn't plan to do that when I walked in at all. He had come for his business, but the deals were so good, and he had money, that he invested in several companies. It was just too good. And that fun. I mean, it's exciting to watch both sides of that, and it's just a safe place. They're former SEC prosecutors. They're Raul Campos is, if you look him up, R-O-E-L-C-A-M-P-O-S, one of our attorneys, is a former SEC commissioner for 2 terms and is on the president's task force on economic terrorism, and is a large international law firm. But it's senior partners of firms like that that teach and are mentoring, and that you have real juice all over the... I mean, he knows the prime ministers and heads of state of 100 countries working in the White House. I'm saying it's fun to have that kind of horsepower behind you when you come in, because it's not just who they are and how their advice might be, it's who they know in their circles that they can land for you.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. The people that I've met and the connections that they've had, it's amazing when you bring this caliber of community together. Everything that you're looking for is about one contact away. Bernie very well may have the contact. If you look at, you know, his lifespan over the last 25 years just with CEO Space and his ventures before that. You know, Bernie, maybe you can just spend just a few moments just giving a little bit of your background. And, you know, I relate to you from knowing different pieces of it and just knowing how amazing and phenomenal and just the opportunities that you've been exposed to. A lot of people might not realize that. You know, this isn't only a guy who came up with an idea that, let me start this community of entrepreneurs. You come from a lineage of people that are making a difference on a very, very big way. Maybe you can just share a little bit about that.
Well, I only have 2 careers. I have a career being an investment banker in Wall Street and running a fairly large, publicly traded, international, global investment banking firm. And I did that for 2 decades. I sold that firm when my father got cancer, and I had impasse, and I went into CO Space that you are looking at now. And my family was the Dorhmann Hotel Supply family. I just got through a family reunion with all my other 9 brothers and sisters at Yosemite Park, where a big picture of my grandfather is in the lobby of the Iwani Hotel because he built it. He was one of the 3 people, Dunhill and Marston, head of the Park Service. And my grandfather, who was also on the board of the Park Service, worked with John Muir and made Yosemite a park, and then was on the board of directors of building the Iwani Hotel. And I grew up in that 5th generation San Franciscan family. My dad was a trainer who, after the Navy, was in training all his life, and he wrote a lot of the human potential classes. He worked with Werner Erhard in S, John Hanley in LifeSpring, Michael Murphy in Esalen, World, as far as World seminars and all of their projects. He's worked in Marriage Encounters, which is now in 100 religious denominations. He did a lot of corporate work with large companies like Samsung, big corporate company clients that he did training for, Disney, and others. And so when I was growing up, coming over to the house to get advice from Dad, who was kind of known as the coach to the coaches, was Bucky Fuller and Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill and Walt Disney and the thought leaders of the time like Penn Patrick and Clement Stone and you know, the leaders that were shaking out the industry, Michael Murphy. And these are the pioneers at that time. And then, I spend a lot of my life in the investment banking world trying not to be my father. And my brothers and sisters in Yosemite just toasted with their fun little play on it. And he goes, his worst fear has come upon him. He is dad. And because I do coach the coaches now, and having given advice to every one of the coaches I named for you, and you can see that online. So if you see Jack Canfield, or you see Lisa Nichols, or you see Les Brown, or you see these superstars, they tell you about it. And I'm humbled to be able to give them advice, not as colleagues, but as dear personal friends in my life. But don't make no mistake, if I coach Bob Proctor on something he's doing, Bob will give me back 10 to 1. So he'll coach me back on things that I didn't see at all. So these are the greatest two-way brains on the planet, all helping each other.
So someone who's sitting here watching this, right? They might know me. They might have been through one of my seminars, one of my coaching programs. They might have seen the Yes movie. Maybe they've heard of CEO Space from someone else, or maybe this is the first time that they're hearing about it. What do you think they're thinking right now? They're like, all right, this has really interested me. Now, this is something that I'm thinking about.
I think the frustration is when they get into it, they look at it, and because we got short films, we don't have a lot of time to show you what's into it. You compare it to seminars and workshops, and you make the error of thinking it's kind of like those, but maybe a good one. And you also think it's too good to be true. How could it be so good and I haven't heard about it? And the answer is we don't advertise or market. We have chapters with weekly networking meetings in cities all over the world. And I hope this film of yours, Louis, goes viral to people that are in your email group list and so forth, where if they're entrepreneurs or professionals need 30 hours of ongoing education credits, but they can't get more patients in a week for their law firm or their healthcare practice than they get in a year. At our place, they're going to make a lot of money, and they're also going to get a tremendous tune-up, and they're going to get 30 hours of credits. And what I want you to do is go viral with anybody that is wanting to speed up their business. And let's face it, these are times, I call them the times of change and crisis. So I've never seen change so rapid in what's the new MacBook Pro that blows everything out of the water. And I'm saying, I'm on Skype in a Windows environment for 30 years. I program in it. I just ordered a MacBook Pro.
All right.
I'm leaving Windows. Why? And I'm chairman of this global entrepreneur company because it is too much work to reboot, and it's too long for them to have it right. You watch the Apple folks, they're not rebooting. They're more productive, for sure. And I want to be most productive. So as chairman, I've got to lead my people into that world of the leading solution and just bite the bullet and learning curve and get into it. And I'm saying, but change happens so fast. You didn't know that was even coming. An iPad, we didn't know we needed an iPad. Stephen Jobs made us find indispensable something we didn't even know we needed. And it's become the largest technology company in the world. Change happens so fast that everyone else, Google, Microsoft, has to react, and then the others have to react back to them. And the time frames are less. You have to relook at your whole branding strategy every 180 days. You have to reinvent yourself as never before. Then external crises in Asia, EU, events around the world in skirmishes and mini wars create impact on our business wherever you are in the world. So all of us need a bigger cooperative community. If we have a bigger cooperative community that's always growing, that's always giving you new faces, always going, giving you new markets, geographic footprints, well, then you're safer. You're not only making more money and making it faster and you don't have to wait, you're safer. And I think that, at the bottom line in today's world, making you more money is our primary mission and doing it faster. But my heart space is helping you make your business safer so you have less worry, more balance. Most of you are so out of balance. And I want you back where you're enjoying recreation and nature, like I just got back from Yosemite. I want you to be able to do things with your family. I want you to be in business because it's your joy, and I don't want it to be overwhelming you. And I want you to constantly upgrade systems so your business is always recommitting to be under your control instead of your control by the business. And so those objectives are the agenda we have. And I hope you make it viral to anyone that is called to speed it up. Anyone knows that the universe is ticking for them. You ask who this bell tolls for, it tolls for you. And it tolls right now. And you don't have to wait to get a better, bigger future. But you do need some help and a bigger community. And we're the fastest place to get it. And the only joy spot that's competition-free, like a big stop sign, competition-free zone, in which everybody's cooperative. Where can you get that? And how important is it to share that? If under it all, we're going to come together and change your world. And when you do, you'll change our world. And as we all do that together cooperatively, we will and we are changing the world. And I see more sound bites coming out of the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, the opposing parties, all about cooperation. And we have to cooperate. And the cooperation mandate is rising. And we've been stroking that flame in the beltways all around the world for 20 years. And we're starting to get some traction. So in my own lifetime, you know, to have my partner and I thanked personally by the President of the United States in person and the Governor of the state of California for our work on the Jobs Act to help new businesses get funding faster and more elegantly. That's a legacy. If nothing else happens in my life, I'm happy. I mean, I have just made a contribution to my country and to the world that is significant, and we're trying to get the Jobs Act now to other countries. So I was just talking to two other nations yesterday and today on how to get the Jobs Act into their legislatures so they can have entrepreneurial laws like the U.S. now has. And so how much fun is it to be able to have change something in your own country, America, and then to export it to other countries so they can adapt it? How much fun is that for jobs, for employment, and for bringing this cooperative way of doing business to the world?
That's right. And Bernie, that's the bigger difference that I know that you're out for. And you've certainly made an impact in my business and in my life. And I'm committed to help you carry on the flame here. If you're watching this video and it's something that you resonate with, I want to invite you personally to come to CEO Space. I'm going to be there. I plan on going back for a very long time. I haven't missed one yet, and I don't plan on it. Down below this video, we're going to have instructions. You can shoot an email. You might be able to fill out a form below. We want to talk to you about CEO Space. I might even be able to talk to you personally, or I'll put you in contact with one of Bernie's chapter presidents that are...
Yeah, and we do, Louis, we do free coaching. When they see videos, there's 100 videos on our website for every industry. So if you're a doctor, go to the doctor videos. Lawyer, go to the lawyer videos. Product firms, service companies, fortune companies. There's a video for everybody. And so just find your video and look at it in 10 minutes over an orange juice. If you like it and you want to get in and you think it'll speed your business up and we guarantee results, you have a money-back guarantee, then let us give you some free coaching. And we give you free coaching before you go so you can know before you go. And we find that exploration series of steps makes you comfortable. And the more you learn about us, the better you like us. It just gets better and better. So study it. I mean, the bottom line is if you want to speed up your business, really consider it. And if you love some other entrepreneurs or professionals and they're in your group or circle, let this go viral. Bring it to them. Send it out to some folks by email. Let them know about the link. And let them take a little adventure in how to speed up their business without any risk at all to them. No risk to them on any basis. Because there's a full money-back guarantee. If you don't want to be in this for life and come back to 5 every 12 months and use it continuously, we'll refund your money before you leave the building. Just write a check and you'll go home with it. So you cannot get hurt ever choosing this. It's one thing you can be safe in making the choice about, if the choice is, I want to speed it up. So if you want to speed it up, I guarantee it, and I so approve this message And I want to thank Lewis for just sharing me. This is your family. This is your community. And I have high regard and respect anytime someone is, bringing us to their family and their community. And we won't let you down because you're taller than I am.
Yeah, and I can attest to everything that you said there, Bernie. And back to what I started this off at is I wish someone told me about it sooner. And you're right that people find out about it at the right time. I am also endorsing fully for you to attend this because I know that you will find everything out of CEO Space that you're looking for. And here's something that I'll go above and beyond is find me if I'm there, and I'll help you find it because that's what we do amongst the community. And one of the things that CEO Space has, which is really amazing, is for some people who might have different financial situations, they have this thing called fund busting, actually. And I've gone through all the audio training that they have and talked to a lot of the different coaches that they have, and they will take you through, Bernie and his coaches take you through a process where you will get your hands on the money to get through CEO Space. And then by going through CEO Space, you'll have the plan to earn the money probably at CEO Space. That's what I've done. I've made enough money by going through CEO Space that'll pay for my CEO Spaces from now till as long as I feel like going. But I'll keep going back just because it's a place that I want to get to. It's a place that I want to hang out at.
I tell people that are stuck financially, that like to go to it, that they can't afford help like this. I just tell you, you can't afford not to do it. And the first thing is just get some skills on how to get the money so you don't know that option. And we teach it to you for free. It's called fund busting, and it helps you get that first $15,000 before you go to CEO Space. So you can use part of it, a small part of it, to go to the CEO Space. I mean, you will go to CEO Space and have thousands left to pay down bills and have cash in the bank. So fund busting works, and it's a very precise program. It's been offered for 20 years, and we've helped people all over the world with it. So if you're stuck financially, you'll be stuck next year at Christmas and the year after. Don't stay stuck. In other words, make your choice. I am done forever with this level being, this is what the cost of a flat screen, good 72-inch or bigger television is. You say, I'm not going to be blocked in my life by that. I'm going to be able to buy, I just bought a MacBook Pro, which cost as much as going to our place. I'm saying, hey, you've got to be able to afford a MacBook Pro in your life. You've got to be able to, that can't stop you from your dreams. So if you're in that category where you're at that, you want to do this, you're in business, but the recessions hit you, your credit cards are maxed, you're struggling a bit, let us get you out of that. Use us as the way to get out of it in baby steps, stages and phases. And first look at it. If it's appealing, get into fund busting, and then we'll help you get the money, and then use that to come and be a lifetime member, and then we'll get you the big bucks, and you won't have to wait. So to all of you, that one sentence is the compelling follow-up. You don't have to wait. You just don't have to wait to have a much bigger, better business in your life, more freedom financially. And financial freedom is a learned behavior. And so we're like financial golf. The first time you play, you learn the clubs and the way to putt and drive and so forth. The second time, working with masters, your game is much better. The third time, you can't even compare it to the first time because your game in financial golf has gotten so much better. There isn't a place in the world that has that continuous financial golf play for your free enterprise game. We're the only one. We wrote the book on it. We invented it. We licensed it to universities. We're accredited for 30 hours of credits in all 50 states for all professions, all of them. There isn't one that covers every one of them. You know how good your program has to be able to qualify for that by state governments in all 50 states? So you can relax a bit. This is the real deal, and it's found you. And it's found you for a reason. And I want you to touch yourself right here and say, as you do right here, what do you think? Forget this. Say, what do you think? And wait a day or two for an answer. And if you keep getting a confirmation, you shouldn't go slower, you should go faster, and you don't have to wait. You're already a member. And you say, who shouldn't go? The selfish, the person that's a user-taker, the person that won't mentor others and help them. If you won't contribute as much as you consume, you shouldn't come. If you're willing to contribute back as much as you take out, you're already a member.
Yeah, and this is more than a seminar, really. You have to experience it. What's fascinating is the program really starts on a Sunday and then ends on a Sunday. I typically get there a few days early for the pre-classes that you have, and then I stay a few days later doing business. So it turns into an amazing opportunity, an amazing network, and then as Bernie says, the forum never really ends, because even to today, tomorrow, yesterday, every day, I'm talking to people that I meet through this community, doing business with them on a consistent basis, and they're becoming my friends, people that I spend time with. I'm making money and I'm enjoying myself. So it really is a fantastic opportunity for somebody. I really invite you.
Just as a closing note to everybody, one of my board members who built all the Walmart stores is a man named Harry Lay, a CPA, formerly with a Big 8 accounting firm. And he had knee surgery on Father's Day weekend to get some cartilage out, very simple. And they gave him some go home and be well, and his foot started swelling, and now he's got blood clots in his leg. They have him back in the hospital. His blood thinners for the blood clot are causing his knee to not heal, and it's bleeding, and his knee's swelling up. They keep taking fluid off it, and it's like life or death, because that blood clot could move and kill him. And Harry is a member of our family. He has gotten from his community at CEO Space people in a never-ending parade coming by the hospital. He's got people taking care of all his errands. He's got people running his business for him. He's got people that are emailing him by the thousands that they're praying for him. Their church circles are praying. Their synagogues and mosques are praying, giving him love on Facebook. And he was crying today on the phone, just saying, this family is so beyond description on a day when you've served it for years and you've made your living in this business. He said, my whole business is CEO Space today. But he said, to look at when you're in a hospital and you're facing something like this, how everybody just comes around you. He goes, I've never had this in my own family, anywhere in my existence corporately. And he goes, it's just such a special way of living to have a cooperative community supporting you. And on a day when you need it, and you're in a hospital like Harry is right today, the word priceless comes up quite often to what your membership really is like. Jill Lublin, the author of Guerrilla PR, broke both her ankles. Our people in her community made lists and rotated for months to do her laundry, her groceries, wheel her everywhere, get her meds for her, make her bed for her. They did shifts in AM and PM. Not her family, not her friends, not people around. People at CEO Space did that for 7 months. She still cries when she talks about it. And she's a superstar. On a given day, CEO Space will make you a lot of money. On another day, it's so priceless you can't even put your hands on it.
Yeah, and I can attest to everything that Bernie said, and that's just a couple of stories of the many, many over the years, Bernie, that I know have been happening. Just since I've been going over the past year, I've been hearing these stories firsthand from the people, from the Aaron Youngs last time that came out of open heart surgery that come on a day just to show up and say hi to his friends. I mean, it's to the Bob Proctors of the world doing the same. It's an amazing thing. If this is a message that has resonated with you, I'd love to invite you to my extended family. I'd love to have you come through CEO Space, help build your business, create a new collaborative community. And as Bernie says, once we start fixing ourselves and fixing our businesses, and we start doing business in a collaborative way rather than a competitive way, we can affect and impact the world. And I want to help be a part of that, and I want to invite you to be a part of that as well. This is Louis Laupman, Mr. Berny Dorhmann. Any final thoughts for the people all around the world that are going to be coming through your doors of CEO Space to the 5 forums per year? Anything else that you want to share with them?
Well, just, the punchline is share it, make it go viral. You'll make a lot of money and you'll make a lot of friends. And come change the world with us. I call you to be your greatest higher self, and come change the world with us. You'll never regret it.
Fantastic. Next forum is coming up. We're going to list the dates right below this video. You're going to see it shortly, and I look forward to seeing you at CEO Space. Thank you so much, Bernie.